Another head coach has been fired on his day off. And this time it's Brian Kelly, giving us an 11th FBS coach who has been fired before Halloween. And this, your man's been sitting on this one all damn day because it's the worst kept secret inside of, college football insiders. And it was just bound to happen given how things devolved, even more so than getting stomped out by A&M. My goodness. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Did you expect Brian Kelly would be the 11th head coach fired in FBS this season? Because it has happened. It's not just that he lost 3 out of the last 4 against SEC opponents. It's what they built up to, and then he lost. Okay? Losing to A&M is losing a rivalry game. And it is even more embarrassing because the home team has won this game each of the last 8 years until last night. Got to go back to 2016 for the last time that the home team did not win this game, and they got embarrassed at Tiger Stadium where people were calling for Brian Kelly to be fired. Add to this, LSU will not be embarrassed, and they will not be told no. But where's the no come from? I'm glad you asked. So following the loss, Scott Woodward, who is the athletic director at LSU, reportedly told Brian Kelly, I would like you to fire Joe Sloan. This reporting comes from Bruce Feldman, who's excellent at The Athletic. In which case, Brian Kelly was like, no, but I would like to make some other hiring changes or staffing changes. To which Woodward was like, no, we're dead last in rushing yards per game and we suck offensively. Just fire the offensive coordinator. And he's going, no, I don't want to do that. And then apparently it really got out of hand really quickly between Woodward and Kelly. 2 proud white men in LSU, in Louisiana, I should say. Okay. What's really interesting about Louisiana is that state plays by its own rules. Really, like half the laws are still written in French, and you can drink at 18, and they serve drinks through the drive-thru. Among the really cool and or odd things about the way the state of Louisiana works is the governor of the state of Louisiana has things to say and real input and legalities in the firing of a head coach if it calls for a buyout at LSU. Okay, that's how important LSU football is in the state of Louisiana. So Jeff Landry got to circle up, have himself a meeting with the regents who got to empower the interim president, Matt Lee, to empower Scott Woodward to find $53 million to tell Brian Kelly to kick rocks because we're not going to be treated like this. No way, no way, no sir. Also wild that LSU still got an interim president because, their former president, William Tate, left to go to Rutgers. That's how bad it's getting for him down there. He left to go to Jersey, then stay in Louisiana. Back to Matt Lee, who's just holding the bucket here, going, what do y'all want me to do between the Regents and Jeff Landry and Brian Kelly, whatnot. I think everybody needs to go their separate ways. And that's apparently what happened because Brian Kelly sent his position coaches home on Sunday. A bye week when they're supposed to be preparing to play against Bama 2 weeks from now. Yes, he sent them home. And then they called a team meeting for later in the evening. I don't know if that part been reported yet. Probably has. Hope it has. Otherwise, my source going to get pissed. Anyway, there is a team meeting set. And anytime you set a team meeting, somebody get fired. Somebody get fired. Somebody got on a plane. Somebody pulled a Lincoln Riley or somebody got to say, hey, look, homie ain't coming back to work tomorrow, and we just gonna be down a man, and here's your interim for the rest of the year. Damn, that's 11 now. Why is it 11? And why is it LSU? Because it's LSU. Because short of Ohio State, you can win at LSU. Like, those are the 2 teams. Those are 2 programs in entire college football. It doesn't matter who the head coach is. It doesn't matter what kind of way you want to run the program. You will have what you need to win. Think about this. Nick Saban, Les Miles, and Ed Orgeron all won national championships at LSU. That is 3 very, very different personalities and 3 very different ways to run a program. And they won a national championship. So Brian Kelly might say, hey, I won a Heisman Trophy, Jaden Daniels. I got us to the SEC championship game. You lost 50-20. To which LSU would say, and? Because that's the point, dog. Like, you, me, we could coach at LSU and we could win national championships with the resources that they give us. It's a really, really good job. It's one of the best jobs in America. That's why Brian Kelly got his ass up from Notre Dame to take it. But it also does not help things when your last 3 defensive coordinators turned out to be monsters, and in a good way. Marcus Freeman took over at Notre Dame. They're pretty damn good. They're ranked in the national championship game last year, something Brian Kelly still has done at LSU. Clark Lee, who is the head coach at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is a power now. They're really good. They could probably make the college football playoff with an at-large bid. And then my favorite, Mike Elko. Holy smokes. The head coach at Texas A&M who just stuffed a mud hole in LSU and walked it dry. Hell, you know what I'm learning? Brian Kelly is a scary-ass judge of talent. But he can't win no national championships. Like, he went down there in 2012, and he got absolutely destroyed in a game he shouldn't have been playing in. You know, which should have been Ohio State, but they had the postseason bowl ban. I will take that one forever. I realize y'all going to tell me what the BCS is going to do or not do. Ohio State, as far as I'm concerned, has claimed to a national championship in 2012. Debate your goldfish. But Brian Kelly said, I'm leaving Notre Dame to come to LSU because I want to win the national championship because everything I just told you is true. Look at the dudes that won. Look at how they built the program. You know when LSU got good? It's when they got it their own damn way. I'll never forget this. Nick Saban looked at LSU and was like, damn, I see the talent coming out of the state of Louisiana. They got hitters, dog. Like, for starters, and I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to fill all this out because they got the Googles up in front of them. Marshall Faulk, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. I keep going. My God. I'm just saying that. Just keep it. I tossed my pen. That's how pissed I am. Just keep the talent in the state of Louisiana. And that is what Nick Saban was going to do. So Nick Saban shows up and he says, hey, wait a second. Hold up. Time out. Hold up. There is a severe absence of melanin in this locker room. Y'all do understand we need players with melanin in their skin to play here too. And they told him, hey, man, they don't come here. And he said, BS, they don't come here. No. And he started with Mark Spears. And he said to Mark Spears, hey, dog, I know you from Baton Rouge. You one of these dudes that come out the mud in Louisiana. I can't let you leave the state, Marcus. I need to get you to come through here. To which Marcus told him, hey, coach, you ain't got to worry about me leaving the state. You ain't got to worry about me leaving the city limits. I'm going to Southern. Some of y'all don't know Southern across the street. So now, this is where we at. It's done. Brian Kelly has been fired as the head coach at LSU. Whoo, boy.